Everyone, how's it going? And happy almost 2025. In today's video, we're going to talk about goals for 2025 and just how I've been resetting for the upcoming year. So if you're interested in that, just go ahead and keep watching. Full transparency, I am actually filming this video again because I was wearing this mic on my sweater, and I did not realize that every time I moved it made this horrible sound, so I am re-recording it, but hopefully it sounds much better this time. And I'm using a mic, so that's an improvement on my content. Hopefully it sounds better. So enough yapping, and let's get into these goals. So first of all, I wanted to show you, let me get them, that I am using the same planner I've been using since 2023. I get these at Target. So this is the same from 2023 and 2024, but I got the baby version. I got the small version because I feel like this is a lot easier to take with me and continue to look at my plans. I can throw it in my purse. And it reminds me of the kind of planners I had when I was in college, and I was really good at maintaining my planner when I was in college. And that's because I used a small one. So that is the planner that I'm using. If you're curious to know, it is the planning calendar by the Every Girl for Day Designer. And I just get these at Target. I really don't, I don't know, I'm not that picky about it. The reason I like this planner though is that it has a section for goal setting. So right here, and also has a section on the back for action steps to achieve those goals, but also an area for tracking daily habits, weekly routines, monthly rituals, annual actions, things like that. And at the end of each month, it has a reflection page where you can reflect on the month, including your personal wins, what you learned, important goals you met, things like that. And I just really enjoy having the reflection page. I've been trying to film this part of this video for the last few days, hoping that we would have better weather, but currently it's very rainy and dreary in Chicago, so hopefully the light is okay. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. So let's jump into these goals. And if you hear any cracking for some reason, my seat is just going crack, crack. I hope it doesn't mean that it's about to break on me, because that would be unfortunate. But anyways, let's jump into these goals. First goals are for the category of career. So I have been in my current position since 2022. If you guys are new to this channel, I was an elementary school teacher. I taught first and second grade, and I was not feeling fulfilled in that job. And I began my journey of studying instructional design. I got my master's in instructional design from the University of Florida in 2023. Go Gators. And I actually started with my company in 2022, so a couple months before I graduated. And I now work as an instructional designer for a major publishing company, and I absolutely love my job, and I'm not looking to leave it currently. So my first goal is pertaining to my current role, and that is to complete a certification course. My coworker and I were good friends. She and I have been discussing taking a course together, focus more on project management, which is something that our company, we're doing some transitions right now, and it would be very beneficial to have a better understanding of that. I did take a project management course in grad school, but I didn't get a certification in that. So we're looking maybe like an agile certification, and we're going to start that process when we return, because our company will pay for it. So I think that's a really great goal. My second career goal is to update my resume and LinkedIn profile semi regularly. Like I said, I'm not looking to leave my job right now. I'm very happy, but recruiters are constantly looking for new talent. And I actually have been reached out by recruiters in the past year. They haven't been for positions that I was particularly interested in, but it's good to make sure that you have the most recent information on your LinkedIn profile and your resume. Next goal category is physical health. So, my main goal for physical health is to exercise for 30 minutes, 3 to 5 times per week. Now, this is a reasonable goal because it's not putting too much pressure. It's between 3 and 5, and that's totally doable. But one of the best things about this goal is that I'm doing it with Manu. So, Manu and I joined a gym and we're holding each other accountable. The gym that we go to is fantastic. It offers classes, it has tons of equipment, it has swimming. So, it's also the vibe there is fantastic. Everyone just goes to work out and they leave you alone and everyone's just focused on what they're doing. So we really love it. And this year we really want to take our physical health seriously. Last year I was working out at home pretty consistently, and then after we moved I still continued to work out from home, but I would say last quarter of the year I really fell off my fitness goal. So I want to jump back into that with setting a realistic goal for that. My next goal for physical health is to set all of my doctor appointments. So I want to set those up between January and February. Whether that means it'll be later in the year, but I want to start setting those appointments. So I'm talking about seeing my primary physician. I'm talking about gynecologist, optometrist, dentist, and I need to go see my podiatrist because I need to get my inserts made. So I want to get that all done early on in the year. Next category is mental health. So within mental health, I want to journal daily. So I have been using the 5 minute journal for the past few years, and I want to continue to get back into that routine because it is a really great um, little journal. And you don't have to think about the prompts. You start with what you're grateful for, then you talk about the highlights of the day and things that you learn. Very simple. Um, I don't know if maybe through after I finish that journal, if I want to transition into a blank journal, we'll see. I think it might be fun to start doing that as well. So journaling is definitely one of my goals. My next goal for mental health is to improve sleep or improve amount of sleep. So I typically get about 8 hours. I think I'm more leaning towards changing my schedule a bit. So I feel like I tend to go to sleep a little too late and then I wake up a little late. And I want to go back to waking up earlier so I can start my day earlier, finish work earlier. And since I work from home, that makes it really convenient. And then have more of the day to enjoy, especially living in Chicago during the winters. Our days are short and I want to just take advantage of the daylight more. Next category is hobbies. So I think hobbies are super important, especially for adults. I think we tend to just fall into our responsibilities, getting those responsibilities done, and forget that we're not robots, and we need to have things that we do just for enjoyment, not for money, not for likes, just for us to enjoy. And one of the most important things that I am learning and drilling into my head is that you do not have to be good at your hobbies. I started drawing in 2023 around the summer, or spring or summer, and I really leaned into it when my dog passed away, and I found it very healing, therapeutic. I did find that I was also putting a lot of pressure on myself to be really good at it. And here's the thing, I was not born an artist, and I don't have to be good at it. I will become better as I continue to practice. So, yes, you do not need to be good at your hobbies, they just have to be something that you enjoy doing. Um, with that, my goal for hobbies is to complete a sketchbook by the end of the year. I have this big sketchbook that I'm currently working on some projects on. I'm making a portrait of my friend's dachshunds. So I'm going to buy another small one that I can take with me when I'm out and about because sometimes I really just get the inspiration to sketch and draw when I'm out and about. So that smaller one will be the one that will be attached to the goal of completing it before the end of the year. My next goal for hobbies has to do with embroidery. I love embroidery. I think I've shown it on my channel. A lot of the embroidery projects that I work on. I find embroidery really relaxing, and I love that you can just pick it up at any time. Like you can put down a project for a couple of weeks and just start again. And also that embroidery is not permanent. If you make a mistake, you can undo the stitching and start again. So it's a very forgiving hobby, but it's also a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun sometimes switching up the colors and using a different color than maybe that is suggested. So I find that a lot of fun. So the goal for embroidery is to complete one custom embroidery piece, whether that's for decoration in our home or a gift. And I think I might make it a gift for a friend or family member, um, and put some extra love in it. But that is the second hobby goal. Next category is home. So Manu and I bought our first home this year in the summer, and I might make a separate video on that because our home buying process was very unique. And I know it's not the usual. So we saw this home on a Saturday and we bought it on Monday, that following Monday. And we love our home. Our home is just so perfect for us. Um, we love it so much. It's like it was made for us. And we have been so happy here. We bought a 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom condo, and we are on the top floor. So we have skylights, and it's just so beautiful. But with owning a home comes a lot of responsibilities. So I'm tying that into my goals. So my first goal for the home is to establish weekly cleaning routine. And I had a weekly cleaning routine when we were in our old apartment, and I just want to maybe adjust that a bit for having a larger place. But basically, each day I would clean an area and do a load of laundry. And that way, by the end of the week, the whole house is clean and I can enjoy the weekend. And I found that to be fantastic. So I just need to adjust it to kind of make it work for having a 2 story home, because it is kind of annoying having to drag, a vacuum and supplies upstairs. So kind of just getting organized with that. The second goal is to complete monthly home maintenance. So there are things like changing the filter for your AC, cleaning the filter in your washing machine, and various other monthly tasks that I want to make sure that we are doing. So you go online, you can find tons of lists of monthly tasks to complete for home maintenance. I'm just going to find one, and I think I'm just going to print it and stick it on our fridge and add it to make sure that we add reminders to our phones to make sure that we get that done so we can maintain our beautiful home. The next category is relationships, which I love that this is part of the goal tracker is relationships. My first goal pertains to friends and family. So if you're new here, Manu and I moved to Chicago, Illinois last year from Orlando, Florida. I grew up in Florida, and the transition was a little rough during the winter, but I absolutely love Chicago. Obviously, we bought a home here. That means that a lot of our friends and family are elsewhere. So my family still lives near Orlando, Florida, and I have friends that live in Orlando, Florida, and Manu's family lives in Spain. So keeping contact with everyone who's so far away is really important. So my first goal is to establish weekly check-ins with my friends and family. So with my family, it's not too difficult. I talk to my mom at least 4 times a week. I video chat with her because I just miss her so much, and we have a really chatty relationship. So that's an easy one to keep. Um, the second one is with my friends. It's a little bit more difficult because they are super busy. My mom's retired, so it's easy to contact her. But my friends were really busy, especially one friend who she is so dear to me. We had started speaking every Tuesday, so I want to make sure that we really honor that time and schedule that every Tuesday night we talk to each other because I really do miss her and I want to keep our relationship strong. Manu has a routine where he talks to his family every Sunday. Every single Sunday, they talk to each other. And of course, I jump in and I say hi. So, continuing to keep close contact with our friends and family. And the second relationship goal is to plan one date per month. And this is a date that we both know that we're taking seriously. Like we dress nice and we take the time to really honor our time together, no phones, and just enjoying each other's company and showing how much we value and love each other. So that is my second relationship goal. Next category is finances. This is a huge category, and I'm sorry, this chair keeps on cracking. This is such an important category. I think, especially for women. Um, I don't know. I feel like we're just now really starting to hone in on finances and setting goals and making sure that we are setting ourselves up for our future. So I take this one really seriously. I'm someone who grew up pretty poor and worked paycheck to paycheck for most of my life. And now that I have a steady income and I make decent decent income, I want to make sure that I am saving as much as I can. So my first goal is the continuation of a goal that I've had since I started teaching back in, I don't know, 2018, saving at least 10% of my income each month. And something that I started last year was my investment too. So I save 10% of my income and I invest part of that as well. My second goal is one that I fell off last year once we bought our home, because if you know, when you buy a home, it just seems like you need to just start buying so much. After that, we hosted Manu's family, and then we hosted my mom, and then we went on vacation, and just tracking my budget just went out the window. So I want to get back into that. So creating and sticking to a monthly budget. I will be using it's up there, my budget tracker. I really enjoy writing down and tracking in a paper pencil way. I just feel like I hold myself more accountable that way. I know a lot of people like to do Excel spreadsheets or do an app. I just like to kick it old school that way. Okay, the next category is organization. My first goal in organization is to review my planner every morning. When I was a student, I would start the day with looking at my planner and tracking assignments, tracking tests, things like that. So I want to start that again, where I start my day after I journal. When I get to my desk, I look at my planner. What do I have today? What's coming up? What's my to do list? So that is my first goal for organization. My second goal for organization is more about our physical space, and that is to organize one space per month. Now, this could be a file, it could be a drawer, it could be part of the closet. It doesn't have to be a whole room, just one space per month. I feel like that takes the pressure off and makes it reasonable. So each month, I'm going to pick a space. It could even be just like a basket full of stuff, and I'm going to organize it. And it's going to feel really good. The next category is digital wellness. And I feel like this is really important because I think we've all been there where the day has passed and all we've done is scroll through our phone, or to spend the whole day on like Instagram or watching YouTube shorts, things like that. And I try not to bully myself too much about it because these apps were made to hook you. It just taps into part of your brain and gives you that dopamine rush. So it is rather addicting. Um, so, not cutting it out completely, I asked ChatGPT to tell me what is a reasonable amount of time, like a healthy ish amount of time, and 2 hours. Apparently, 2 hours daily outside of work screens, 2 hours of screen time per day. So I want to make sure that I'm tracking my screen time and making sure it's no more than 2 hours per day. Of course, less than that would be fantastic, but we don't want to go into extremes, so we're going to start slowly. My second goal is to have a no phone day. So, a day where I don't use my phone except for anything that's necessary, including maybe certain apps that I need to update, health apps, or like how I use my phone now, which is to record content. I think I might start off small with like a no phone evening, one evening per week where I just don't use my phone, and then move to a no phone day. The next category was style, but style is not something that I feel like I need to set a goal for. Maybe because I'm 37 and I feel like I'm kind of in my style that I enjoy, so I don't feel like it's a priority. So I changed this category to volunteering because volunteering is something that is of high value for me. My first goal in volunteering, if you're new here, I volunteer at Paws Chicago. It is a animal rescue shelter and they rescue cats and dogs. They are no kill shelter and they do fantastic work. I've been volunteering there since December 2023. Right now, I'm a level 1 Dogtown volunteer, and I am very close to becoming a level 2. So, my first goal is to start training and become a level 2 Dogtown volunteer. And my second goal is to become an adoption counselor. I was asked to start the training for adoption counselor a few months ago, and I've done shadowing a bit. So once I reach Dogtown level 2 volunteer, then I will continue my training to become an adoption counselor, because that way I feel like I'm more of service when I go. So if they need an adoption counselor, I'll be there. If they need uh, level 2 Dogtown volunteers, I'm there as well. I feel like I can do more if I continue training in both of those areas. The next category is intellectual growth. First goal is to read an article or listen to a podcast on a new subject each week. I think I was a little traumatized when it came to articles when I was in grad school. If you've been to grad school, you know you read so many academic journals, peer-reviewed articles that your head is kind of spinning. But the goal for this is not to have to necessarily learn about my own field, but to learn something new. And including podcasts also makes it a little bit more accessible. So I am excited to continue to use this app. I think it's called Headway, and it offers articles and that you can either listen to or read. Also, there are so many fantastic podcasts out there. Um, just make sure you're like finding a reputable source, because everyone can pick up a mic and just say things. And yeah, make sure you're following things of content and credible content. My second goal for intellectual growth is to read 25 books. I am a slow reader. Okay. I don't know how I read so much in grad school. Maybe this is my brain just like traumatized from having to read so much in grad school, that my brain just takes a break and wants to read slow. Read for enjoyment. So I am a slow reader, a proud member of the Slow Reader Club. I also had a year where I DNF'd, that means did not finish, so many books. Um, I don't know, maybe it's like the transition of moving here and having a rough time during the winter, mental health wise. I just kind of started books and didn't finish them. So my goal for 2024 was to read 30 books, which was, I did not achieve. I read 20 books, so that's still good. So my goal for 2025 is to read 25 books. I feel like that's reasonable. But if I don't reach that, it's also fine. I read for pleasure, not to impress anyone. So yeah, those are the goals for intellectual growth. The last category in my planner is self-care. So I want to establish a morning and evening routine. I think having a routine, when I was a teacher, I definitely had a really good routine in the morning to, one, get me to work early and get stuff done. When you work from home, it's a little bit more complicated, because you have a lot more freedom, and it's easy to just kind of let those routines slide. So I want to make sure that I establish a morning and evening routine. I did this last year with ChatGPT, so I think I might use ChatGPT again. If you're not using ChatGPT, you really should. In fact, I use ChatGPT to make all of these goals. Another self-care goal is taking care of myself. So, yes, doing the spa nights, which I really enjoy. I actually get Manu involved in it too, and I give him facials, and he loves it. So, yeah, facials, hair treatments, things like that, but also continuing to take care of myself. This kind of ties into mental health. So, taking my vitamin D, taking my magnesium, taking my medication, getting enough sleep, and just honoring my mental health, physical health, I think is self-care. My final goal is not a category on here because it's for YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a very long time, and I only have 89 subscribers, but that's fine because I've never really done YouTube for becoming YouTube famous. I have always loved YouTube and decided to make my own channel for my own satisfaction. I find it that when I plan on making a video, um, it makes me spend my day more purposefully. I don't. I think, like, would anybody want to watch me just scroll on my phone? No, how about I go do something else instead? Let me go work on embroidery. Let me take an art class. Let me spend time with my dog when Darcy was alive, or let's take him for a walk, or with Chai now, my kitten. Like, let's play with her. Let's record what she does. Like things like that. It just makes me spend my time more mindfully because I think about, would anybody want to watch this? Like in the end, you are the star of your own channel, of your own movie. Think about, like, would anybody want to read this? Would anyone want to see this? Just kind of doom scrolling or anything like that. But anyways, I do make videos on here for my own enjoyment. I love vlogging. I love doing week in my life. I love doing reading vlogs, things like that. So I want to continue uploading. I want to upload three videos or three uploads per month. And that includes either a full video or YouTube shorts. I actually have had a good amount of success with YouTube shorts, especially the videos that I make of uh, the dogs and cats when I volunteer. And I love when those are popular because I feel like it just sends a good message and hopefully it encourages people to look at their local shelters for a furry friend. My next goal for YouTube is to dive into different content, creating different content. So for the last few years, I've done a lot of what you would consider lifestyle content. So vlogs, um, productivity vlogs, what else? Day in my life, like I said, those kind of videos. And those are great and so much fun to create. But I find that I'm 37, I lived, you know, a lot. I come from really different background than a lot of vloggers, and I'm someone who has things to say, has, I feel like, some expertise in certain things. I would love to start sharing that. Manu is always encouraging me to create a video on how I transitioned from a classroom teacher into the corporate world as an instructional designer. And I think that might be a really fun video to create and a helpful video because I know that a lot of teachers are looking to transition out of the classroom, which is sad, but that is a whole different topic. But I feel like that might be something that would be beneficial. Something else that I feel like I have a lot to say and maybe it'll help people is about pet grief. So the videos that I posted last year in 2023 after my beloved dog died, they're still really popular. And I get messages monthly about people go through the same thing and how they find comfort in the video that I made and just having someone to reach out to or someone who's gone through it. And um, I would love to make another video about pet grief and my advice. And if nobody watches it, that's fine. But if the people who find it and it's helpful to them, then that's fantastic. Because I know when I was going through it, um, I would have loved to have someone who also was going through it, just have a shared experience. So yeah, I would like to dive into other content. So career, pet loss, also, oh, I'm so sorry. There is a fire truck going by. I hope everyone's okay. No one's injured. I don't even know if you can hear it. But yes, so transitioning teacher content, instructional design content, um, pet loss, grief, um, maybe also transitioning from, living in the South to living in the North. Um, Another video that I would like to do is dealing with anxiety, things like that. I have more to say, and I think this will be the year that I dive into different type of content. All right, so those are the goals for this year, and I slowly have been working these goals into my daily routine. So we started going to the gym. I've started resetting our home. So I got rid of, not rid of, I put away a lot of our Christmas decorations. I just have a few up here and some downstairs. So slowly starting to do that to kind of help us transition into the new year. Um, what else? And just starting those new goals slowly, so it doesn't feel like such a rush to the new year. I am so sorry. I'm so yappy. I just really love this kind of content. And also, I've been drinking my tea, so I don't know. This is my second tea. Might be that, might be the caffeine. But I hope you have enjoyed this video and that maybe you get some inspiration by it to set your own goals, or maybe there's some that you thought were pretty good. I do recommend, if you are someone who kind of struggles with setting goals, like you have an idea of what you want for your goals, but maybe have a hard time actually like isolating those goals, I really recommend using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT to create my goals. So I just typed in, please provide me with a list of reasonable goals for all these different categories. And it gave me 3 different goals per category. And they were fantastic. Most of them I did use, with the exception of a few, most of my goals came from um, that prompt. And honestly, it really did save me some time. So if you're not really good at setting your own goals or just need some help, like you're inspired and you think you know what you want, just type that prompt into ChatGPT and take it from there. Anyways, I am going to go ahead and end this video because we are losing light and I want to get this uploaded. I want to get this edited and uploaded by tonight. So, uploaded it, uploaded by tonight. So, I wish you a very happy new year. And if you're not having a good holiday season or it's just been hard, um, I'm also wishing you better days ahead. And I know this time of year can be really hard. So reach out to loved ones or friends or a professional if you're really struggling. I just want to make sure I held space. Oh my God, held space for that message, because I know this time of year can be rough. So if you're struggling and you see everyone setting their goals and excited for the new year, that's okay if you're not excited. You don't have to be. Um, and you don't have to start your goals right now. You can start, your goals could just be like, make it to the new year, and that's fine. But please, if you are struggling, make sure you reach out to someone, whether it be a professional or a friend, but make sure that you're reaching out. And with that, I am going to end this video, sending lots of love and hugs to everyone who watches. And happy 2025.